NXT just went off the air. We're going on the air live to talk about NXT. NXT this weekend is having its Halloween Havoc event. Apologies. And we're here to talk about the show before Halloween Havoc. We're going to give our thoughts on the card and everything that happened. This is Unpopular Review, the NXT review show. Hey, do us a favor before we go live. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. That helps us out tremendously here on Unpopular Review. And we're going to discuss some NXT right after we're gonna get this right here, guys. Right after the intro. I just got to say real quick, because you guys didn't see it, but that was tremendous piece of business right there, one Sabrina Estella, because you came in with the right timing, because I did the intro and I said, well, she'll join in when she's ready. And boom, soon as that boom, I said, that's the sensational Sabrina Estella. But guys, this is the NXT trio. I'm one of your hosts, the Great Grand Slam Pooba. As I just mentioned, we have the sensational Sabrina Estella, and we have the dog of madness, Maddog Kelly. Guys, how are you guys, and how did we feel about tonight's NXT?
I'm doing fine. I'm still in just a teensy bit of mourning from some of the releases from NXT. If you know, you know. But tonight's show was good. It was entertaining to say the least, and we have quite a bit to talk about. Words will be thrown, opinions will be let out, and some people may or may not be happy with opinions that we each have. So we'll just see what gets said on the air and how many times I might get yelled at by the Great Grand Slam Pooba over whatever.
Wow.
Matt yelled. Matt doesn't yell. You do. Matt just trolls stuff that makes you mad, and then you yell at him.
Is that what everyone
so
thinks
weird
of me?
how my screen's over there and you're
I'm
there.
actually
it's so weird how that works.
I'm actually really shocked by this. Like, do you guys just think I yell? I feel like I just try to get my point across.
No, not at all.
Thank you. I'm so surprised by this. This is mind blowing. But
you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy.
Oh, that's very good. But the Great Grass. It's funny. Yesterday I did the Raw review show. Shout out to Venomous Venny. We don't work together all the time. I think it was a pretty chaotic show, but it was a fun time working with him. And I was
that. Congrats. Great show. The only thing I did not like was you dissing Goldberg, but that's
we all know how much this one does not like Goldberg, and I don't care for me.
That's okay. That's okay.
Mad Dog. And I want to give a shout out to Jeffrey because he's in the chat here. I'm going to bring this back because, this makes me feel good. So, Mad Dog, can I ask you a question? Do you know what I do when people irritate me?
No.
You're on the list. I'm on
the list.
And congratulations! Congratulations, Mad Dogs
are officially over, good sir.
It is, and now I'm going to put your name on this list right now before we start. Matthew Pedro Kelliston, the eighth.
That's right. All of a sudden, what the hell are we doing here? What is this? Hamilton?
That's right. I brought this bad boy. I gotta give a shout out to Jeffrey. He said you should bring back the list, and here it is, all wrinkled. I was cleaning up the place, and I saw it, and I said, "Mwah, I missed this." Oh, who else is it? Oh, who's that? Maurice is in there too. Give him 5 minutes; he'll be on there. But let's talk about some NXT. I'm excited to talk about NXT because NXT is just a fun show, and yeah, it was unfortunate for some of the people who got let go. One of them being Wesley. I feel you on that one, Sabrina Estella, because he is.
Yeah. He was the greatest North American champions NXT has seen, and I am not saying that just because I got to meet him live at an indie show. I told him that to his face.
No, but honestly,
greatest
though,
North American champion was Dominic Mysterio, just to correct everybody.
it's all subjective in numbers. But like, I just
just to be clear, it's Dominic.
I do want to sit here and say before, so I can get my thought out here. Wesley, his body of work as the North American champion was something that resonated with me, and I just thought that his stuff was just fantastic. I mean, and he had a lot of title defenses. I don't know how many, what the number was, but and also too, if I could just throw out here, I forget, it might have been 3-4 years ago. It was Halloween Havoc. I know it was Halloween Havoc because we did a prediction, and you was the only one talking about you, Sabrina Estella, who picked him as the winner for that North American. I didn't think he would do it. He did it. Obviously, for me, I thought, well, when he lost his tag team partner, that was it, and I was proven wrong. And he showed me, like, man, this guy was capable of so much. And I still sit here and think that, man, there was a story that could have been told about him being the NXT champion. Could you have done it as a heel? Sure, maybe, but there was much more of a story as a babyface, and I feel like they really missed that. But I did like the high rising stuff. I don't know where they're at, but I did like the high rising act, and I'm glad I mentioned that team because with OTM coming out, I remember I was like, I'm so excited that they are back because I feel like the tag team division needs them. And I was trying to look at what this tag team division looked like, and I actually forgot about High Rising, but I looked at the teams here, and I saw Chase
Jeffrey
U.
says they're unevolved, so I guess
they are unevolved. Oh, then I should probably try to make time for Evolve, but it's just so much wrestling, it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. But I was looking at these tag teams, and they didn't have a whole heck of a lot of tag teams, and I was just like, man, that kind of... Like, this is what I got out of the thing, and then we'll get to the show real quick. I screenshot it because I just wanted to know what the teams were. And these are the only teams, and maybe there's a team missing here. So please, if anyone can add on to it, please do. But I only got Chase U, Dark State, No Quarter Catch Crew, which I don't even really call that a team because Charlie Dempsey and Ren Sinclair are not going for the tag titles unless there's something I don't know about. Out the Mud is back, and the Culling. Is there another team that I'm missing?
Unless you bring TNA teams or AAA teams into the mix, which that's what they're doing.
Who held the title for 269 days, did defend it 9 times before losing it, unfortunately, to Dominic.
I didn't. No, thank you for that. But George is mentioning Hank and Tank. I forgot about, and they actually was on the show tonight. Right, too. Yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that.
Right, they were on tonight. Actually, they had a match.
They did. That's why I'm so upset that I forgot. But let's get into the chat real quick before we go out here. Start the show. But who? I was waiting for you to answer that, Matthew. You said you like those guys. Who's those guys?
I do. I like Hank and Tank. They're a good.
Oh, you like Hank and Tank?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Hardys.
I like the Hardys better. I mean, you guys were talking about the Hardys last night on the Raw review show. Go check that out. You guys talking about the Hardys.
It was solid. Salute panel and chat. What's going on, said? We got I want to say this is good Chris. Yes, this is good Chris. He says hi, beautiful. Yeah, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
And he says hello to you. He called you beautiful and called us handsome. Good Chris. Good Chris is such a lovely individual. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't know what this yelling thing comes from.
No, you don't.
I don't know what this means.
No.
I love this. Goldberg mentioned 2 minutes in. Goldberg mentioned in 2 minutes in.
I had to.
Is up here.
No, you didn't have to do that. No, you don't have to. You have to breathe. You have to drink water. Like, you don't have to do these things. You just like to irritate me.
I had to defend my guy anyway.
What's there to defend?
WWE didn't want, and that's sad. I think he would have been a great addition on the main. I think he would have been a great addition to that main roster. Like, and it's something like sometimes I have a conversation with people about wrestling, and they're like, "Oh, but he's not going for the World Heavyweight Championship," and I'm like, "Dude, not everyone needs to be in that." It doesn't exactly. I have Wesley. I think he would be great in that Intercontinental U.S. title.
U.S. title. He'd be great as U.S. champion. I was talking about this earlier with someone. They're like, "Would you want him to go to AEW?" And I said, "Absolutely not." I would like for him to go to TNA and have the full circle of the story of him and his former tag partner when he turned on the Rascals on NXT. Have them fight out for a little bit and come back together and be the Rascals all together once again.
You know what's funny? I was having this conversation and I was like, I don't know if I want him to go to TNA because I feel like TNA is picking up a lot of those ex-WWE guys and I don't want them to get over.
AEW. Before TNA.
But I will say this. I will simply say I think he has a better chance in TNA because he's had a home there in TNA.
Wesley? You're
So
talking about
yes,
Wesley going
yeah.
to
So
TNA?
I think I think it's a better. I think it's a better fit. It's just I was a little concerned about overstacking your brand and stuff like that. But I'm hearing Cedric is not even with them anymore, so we got that. Yeah, not everyone, and Jeffrey's saying not everyone's in the world championship. No, that, and also too, you want to fill in your other positions. Like I remember growing up as a kid watching wrestling. I'm showing my age here, but like I remember when Jericho was the Intercontinental Champion, and I thought that I remember being like, if I was a wrestler, I was like, I do want to go for the world title, but I would love to go for that Intercontinental Championship. So I think you just need to fill out each and every division.
Every division needs a good set of people to go for their belts. Not everybody has to go for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. No? Because if you do, nobody else is going to go for the other belts. They're not going to want to. Every belt needs to feel like it has some sort of prestige. You can't just put it all on one belt and then have the rest of them be like afterthoughts.
And if I could just throw out real quick, you can also have it in a way where you have someone where they're touching that main event. Like I remember in 04, Shelton Benjamin, he had some main events, but he was never a main eventer. But he was always kind of like, he was in that mid card, but he would sometimes be fighting someone like Triple H and Ric Flair.
Well, Bobby Lashley was always in the main event. He was champion.
I mean, have you seen Bobby, Big Black Bobby? Have you seen him?
He's a monster. He's a monster.
I was gonna say, what are we gonna do? Put him in the cruiserweight division and smash Kid Cash? What are we even chatting about?
Imagine?
Oh no. Yeah, I can imagine him smashing Kid Cash. He would pick him up, throw him in the middle of the ring, and then, he might even rip him in half. You kidding me? Big Bobby Lashley, Big Black Bobby, Triple B. But Sabrina Estella, I was going to lead the show, but you are here. Please, why don't we lead? Because you know what? Let me sit here and say the show started off fantastic. So please, Sabrina Estella, because you know how I am. Matter of fact, I have a treat for you guys in the chat because I look forward to giving it to you. But Sabrina
Estella, fantastic, right?
I mean, she does stuff. I mean, she's nice. But go ahead, Sabrina Estella. I'm sorry.
No, all good. So we started out with the Culling making their entrance, and Tatum Paxley gets "You Deserve a Chance" for being the #1 contender to go after the NXT Women's Championship belt. She's excited she did it. She outlasted 19 other women to earn that spot. It's been 4 years seeing us at her lowest, watching her lose all her friends and being completely alone. But there's one friendship that's always been consistent and had her back, and that's the crowd that has always been there for her. She says they stood by her side. She's on her way to her first pay-per-view, and it's so fitting that it's on Halloween Havoc. Everything's going right. She couldn't be happier to have the Culling, her best friend Izzy, who cares for her when the rest of the women have used her, and she promises that she'll bring singles gold to the Culling. Fatal Influence comes in. JC asks Izzy, is she going to tell Tatum or make her do it? And she gets no reply. So she said she's going to be the bad guy like always and tells Tatum that she does not stand a chance in hell. And deep down, everyone is thinking the same thing, that there's no shot Tatum walks out with the title. She may have started her reign as the most beatable champion, but day in, day out, match after match, she's beating it into everyone that when it matters the most, she can't be beat. And what makes you any different and calls you a creepy little weirdo who isn't special and should probably have let Izzy win the battle royal because at least she stand a chance. And Tatum says, I know what you're doing and you can't get between us. And you, out of everyone, should know exactly how it feels where I'm at, because it took you so long to get to where you are now. And that you came in as a member of one of the most dominant factions in NXT. And yeah, I was a creepy little weirdo who'd run and hide, but I've gotten better training in an empty ring, and you bet it's my time to be new champion. Fallon calls her tater tot and says it's just going to make it sweeter when she loses, and hopes that Izzy and the Culling doesn't abandon her. And Izzy says, that's rich coming from Fatal Influence, who just kicked out one of their own a few weeks ago. And Tatum's been a great addition. JC says she used to respect Izzy and thought of her as the leader, but with Tatum around, she's more of a babysitter than a leader. Izzy says she's in full control. Tatum has her back, and she knows that her friends support and are happy for her. But can JC say the same? And Izzy says, and Tatum says, we're willing to prove it tonight. And Fallon says, Lainey is willing to step it up. And JC says to be careful what you wish for. And they start a brawl, but it ends with Izzy and Tatum on top.
I thought it was a good way to start the show. We didn't do a show last week. We took the week off. I see what Jeffrey, he wrote in the chat. I know what you meant. You meant to say winning. He was saying Tatum winning was surprising. Yeah, I didn't. I think once it got to the last three, it became more apparent that she was going to win. With all the women in the ring, you never have an idea who's going to win and stuff like that. But the crowd was for Tatum. I think that's great. I know we're going to do a prediction show on Thursday. But I have some really good footage on what I think is going to happen at
oh dear
Halloween. God. It's not long. I promise you, it's not a minute. But I have official. See, she even knows. Your mom heard. I heard it. She knows. So I'm going to give you guys exclusive footage on what I think is going to happen.
You're a top name in this industry.
All right, let's get this match going.
Here we go. Special referee is appointed.
Oh, good move.
The early quick cover. Title on the line. A shamelessly fast count there. That fall wasn't earned.
Your winner is still the NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane.
So she succeeds in defending her title tonight.
Good job.
I have one question.
First of all, I think the referee was a little biased, and second of all,
hold on. Let Sabrina talk.
Too fast.
Let Sabrina talk.
David Sanderson when you need him.
I'm
he's
sorry.
A real
Was
referee, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the technician.
Was my form Sabrina Estella? You was getting ready to say something. Was my form bad? Because last I checked, my job was to count 1, 2, 3. What is the problem here?
Yeah,
Sabrina Estella, Sabrina, how did you feel about my reffing skills?
I'm not answering that question.
I can't believe the betrayal of you two.
I'm not getting involved in that. Okay.
I was a fair ref.
It was 1, 2, 3. You don't do that.
I don't count to 3
in my GM mode.
Well,
that wasn't even my question.
Oh, what was your question?
Mine was that did you really give yourselves the Shawn Michaels ref?
Yes, that's right. I wanted to show off my leg. Yes, I did. You're damn right.
To do that at a show.
I damn.
You're gonna put on pants for my match, and they're like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it."
Girl, let me tell you something. I shaved the legs for that one. I said I'm gonna wear these shorts today. Who wears shorts? Jack wears shorts. You're damn right I did. And I made sure because I was gonna wear pants. But I get sweaty, and I said I don't want to sweat, so I said I'm going to wear these pants. You know what? You guys are very ungrateful for my reffing. I was going to give you guys some more clips. I was thinking maybe we can have because this AI stuff has been taken over, but I've been thinking about having maybe Vin Diesel against what's the yellow thing called from Sesame Street? I forget what his name. He's yellow.
Big Bird?
No, I swear to God, it's Elmo. It's Elmo.
Elmo's red.
Oh shit! I'm not paying attention. My bad. No,
they grew up on Sesame Street.
Oh, what?
Oh my gosh!
Wait,
and it is
Big Bird. That's what I can.
With yellow skin, I think of is Bert.
I like Bert. I fuck with Bert. No, I don't like Ernie though. No, matter of fact, Vin Diesel against Ernie. I hate Ernie. He's a terrible roommate. If I could, I'd
finally confirm that they were a canonical couple.
Are they?
Yes.
No, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't really know that because
did the English dubbing for Sailor Moon and hid the fact that 2 of the characters were in a relationship and called them cousins.
I do remember that. It was like Sailor Uranus or something like that because they were like these other ones, not the original 5. Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought the segment was cool. I mean, the crowd is really Tatum has put in a lot of time here in NXT, like how JC. I didn't even realize it's been 4 years. I mean, it's funny when they say the years, but
for both of them,
right? They've been here for a long time, and she's found her groove and found her character. I mean, someone mentioned.
I remember she started as being the background character in Toxic Attraction, and now she's the main attraction in Fatal Influence. And Tatum started as trying to work her way up in Diamond Mine, and now she's one of the beloved people on NXT.
It's funny talking about her because I couldn't think of Ivy Now's name. It's so hard to remember all these wrestlers' names. But I was like, right, she used to be with Ivy Now's, and then she was on her own for a bit, and then she started.
Well, she was with Gigi Dolan for a little bit, right?
But that was towards. That was more later on in her career. Her and Shotzi.
Gigi Dolan.
And I agree with wait, what? Good Chris says now I hope Tatum Paxley beats. Wow, this guy turned heel real quick. But he's picking JC. But go ahead. But he said picking JC. George, I agree with George where he says Tam promo was good. It was good. It was a babyface promo, and they got the crowd involved. I mean, you hear the crowd and they're saying Tatum. They want her to win. They want her to win.
I look forward to seeing what Tatum does for her gear for Halloween Havoc.
It's gonna be something spooky because this is
right. I gotta ask you guys, right? This is the question that when this whole thing was going down, does this mean the Culling's babyface now?
No,
babyface, obviously. Yes, Izzy is, but
here's the thing.
Culling's a heel faction, right? I mean, I'm not crazy, am I?
Let us answer the
yes,
question.
You are.
Okay.
Is a heel faction, and the people don't like them. However, the crowd does not like Fatal Influence even more. And also, Tatum Paxley is in the Culling, and the people like Tatum.
They love her.
For the Culling, they were only cheering because of Tatum Paxley. That's it. Nobody else.
She's the only babyface in the whole faction.
Yes.
Okay.
Listen, honestly, early prediction here. I'm pretty sure she's getting kicked out on Saturday because Izzy Dame is putting on the front of like that's my best friend, but she's
saying that I'm your only friend. I would never betray you. I would never hurt
over JC, which is something
we all know that Izzy is not one to be trusted.
It happened too.
I mean, look what she did with the D'Angelo family at some point, and then she went to join the Culling.
No, that's true. That's true. But like I said, remember, fatal influence. There's been, a lot of rocky road with those guys. Fallon's looking at that belt. And Fallon's big star in NXT. So I do see it. I do see Fallon turning on JC at some point. I hate to say it.
Not for nothing. I was talking to the executive consultant and we were chatting, but I honestly see Fallon being the one to take the title off of JC Jane. I don't know when. I don't even know. I know she's hurt, but I don't know how badly her injury is. But I still look at her as the next in line to take.
I don't think it's as bad.
She didn't wrestle today, but she got physical. She didn't wrestle. Yeah. We got George. His question is, if Lyra Valkyria shows up at NXT Halloween Havoc, what if? Oh, he's saying what if she shows up? She can show up, but Tatum is still losing. She's probably going to help her when she's getting beat up by Izzy Dane. But honestly, Lyra Valkyria should stick to Mondays because you got to deal with Bailey because she has two personalities. So you're going to have to deal with both.
Yeah, like Jekyll and Hyde. You guys talked about that last night. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it was a fun show. We talked about a lot of things. I think we ended up talking about like old school wrestling.
Let's talk about the Hardys, which we got to get to later. Oh my God, those.
We will. What's the Sabrina Estella? What we got next here, darling?
So we had Channing Stacks Lorenzo chatting with his real life girlfriend Ariana Grace about Santina Morella calling him his future son-in-law last week. She says she may have said a thing or two. And he asked her to be in her corner tonight, and she calls him Channing, which gets him embarrassed.
That's what she called him. I didn't know what she called him. I know she said, "Don't call me that at work." Okay, that's what she did. Okay, cool.
And after that, they walk past Leon and Javon, who are talking, and Leon's looking for opponents for them at Halloween Havoc, and Javon tells them to slow down and focus on tonight. But he's kidding. But he does want them to have a match as much as Leon does. But for right now, he should focus on whooping Stack's ass. And that he did. Very much so.
Leon Slater is fun to watch. I got to watch him 2 weeks ago at HOG. And he's fun. A young lad. It's funny. I remember an interview. I don't want to say it was going into what was that last TNA pay-per-view, Bound for Glory. And yes, and there was Javon was being interviewed, and he was I just read a transcript or something like that, and he said something over the lines of like, yeah, well, I don't really talk proper. I talk like this because I'm 21. And as I'm hearing these kids talk, I can feel my bones aching because I didn't understand a damn word these 21-year-olds were saying. Or I heard
my bones aching anytime I've heard people talk like that before I even turned 30.
Let me tell you something. Last week I put on Instagram because I needed help with this. So what the hell does 6'7" means?
Don't ask me either.
I heard 6'7", 6'7". I'm like, 8, and everyone looks at me like I'm a fool.
9, 10.
Don't you join my joke, Matthew, Nate Dogg, Supreme? How dare you? But still, that's a good point. What does that mean? Someone in the chat that's under 30. Help me out here, because I know a lot of you guys in 30 do not understand this. And please do not embarrass yourself.
I'm 30.
There you go. I saw someone on the comments, Lily, right? I'm 25 and I don't understand what this means. Look, Jeffrey's with me. He's like, he doesn't need it. What does that mean? I don't understand this slang anymore. I grew up with the original NES, so I don't understand these things. Look, I know George don't. He walked the bridge with Martin Luther King. He definitely don't understand what the hell that means. You kidding me? He was right there when Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat.
So basically, I just looked it up now. It's slang that means so.
What's it mean? I'm so sorry.
It's basically like saying so.
My goodness.
That just say. You know what?
Just say that then.
I'm about to start a new trend too. I'm about to start power driving these kids because what are you talking about?
It says here that the bottom line is the term 6'7" is nonsensical, which is sort of the
See? Okay, George do not like being the topic here. He said, "Can we talk about NXT? We will talk about NXT. I want to know what 6'7" mean. How dare you, George? I know George is ready to go to bed. That's why. Listen, we're gonna get there, George. How dare you? But Maurice says that's for the young folks. OG, don't you call me OG? You're older than me. Don't do that. OG. I felt my age when a young kid actually called me that though. One day he said, "Yo, take care, OG." I said, "Oh, I've reached that level." But yeah, so I didn't know that. Yeah, Jeffrey saying it. So
online, and that's what it had said. Urban Dictionary. A couple people put different definitions. I'm not reading that on the air because it's not suitable for reading on the internet. But anyways, we had Jack Stacks going up against Leon Slater for the TNA X Division Championship with Javon Evans in Leon's corner and going into commentary for a hot second, which is funny. But Stacks starts off with control. Leon comes back with it. They keep going back and forth. Javon puts on the headset and tells us that we'll be right back after this commercial, basically with Vic telling him that he did better than Booker. Would you like to come out and be out here sometime with us? And as it's happening, as the match keeps on happening, Ariana does get on the apron at some point to help Channing out. And with the handspring that Leon is doing, she falls off the apron and lands in Javon's arms. And Stacks is not too happy about that. And he gets Leon on a dive and throws him into the announce desk. And with the 450 splash, Leon retains the TNA X Division Championship.
You want to finish what else happens after this and we'll give up some thoughts?
Yes. After this, they get in the ring and Javon gets on the mic and puts Leon over before getting excited for Halloween Havoc. And Leon says that people have already seen the magic they create opposite each other, but on the same team. Javon says it's fire. They're going to be a tag team. It's got to be a movie. They don't care if it's somebody from NXT or TNA or even the other. And out comes Mr. Iguana con Yaseca and La Parca. And Javon's in shock, and he drops the mic as everybody is chanting for Mr. Iguana. And he asks, "Are you really going to have Halloween Havoc without La Parca and Mr. Iguana and Yaseca?" And we just spoke to Ava, and they had the very same idea. We got a tag match for Halloween Havoc. AAA has taken over Mexico, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and on Saturday, Prescott Valley.
All right. There we go. Real quick, and I'll give you the floor, Matt. When making the poster here, Matt told me he was very, I don't want to say disappointed, but he was shocked that we didn't pick Mr. Iguana.
I was the
Okay, there we
word.
go.
Upset.
All right, no.
I was
all right, man.
upset. I
There
was
people
like,
that enjoy
really?
Mr. Iguana.
The
Exhibit A.
best part of the
There's-
night.
Man, sure, this guy right here.
Besides
I
JC
thought
Jane,
the best part
obviously, of
the night
course.
was the main event match, but we'll get to that later.
But give your thoughts, Matt. What did you think about all this?
I liked the match. I thought it was good. Overall, they had some cool spots, but the Mr. Iguana thing, I was not expecting that. I really wasn't. I'm like, who are they gonna get? Who are they gonna? And then they get the guys from AAA. Now I love AAA. If you guys haven't seen it, actually, our own Big Daddy Cool turned me onto this. What was it back when they started? I think right back in April when they bought it out. He said, he's like, Mad Dog, he did it on prediction. He goes, you gotta watch this. He goes, we gotta watch this. He goes, and we're gonna do a prediction show for this. And I'm like, okay. Okay. We'll do it. So I watched it. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And ever since then, I just been kind of hooked. And he's been always sending me, he goes, you gotta watch this match or you gotta watch that match. So I've been watching a lot of the old like luchador matches that thanks to our own Big Daddy Cool on the rated R review show. So shout out for him for that. But yeah, it's so cool that Mr. Iguana is gonna be there at Halloween Havoc. By the way,
Wow.
one of WWE's top merchandise sellers, by the way. Fun fact. And that's
I thought
all
you was gonna.
got. That's all
Oh,
I
I'm
got.
sorry. I honestly thought I was.
You were gonna take the floor next, good sir. I guess not.
I didn't know, but I just said.
No,
Fun
no,
fact, I was
I'm
You
good.
would have taken the floor over once again.
I'm excited to call it the match. Predict the match on Thursday.
I'm interested in Axing said in the chat. He said, "Get Mr. Iguana off my TV." You are not a fan of Mr. Iguana, I see.
No.
Oh.
Delete that comment. No.
No,
Mr.
no. We
Iguana's
don't.
great.
We do not delete comments here, sir.
That
Even
was
if
a
it's
joke.
something we
That
don't.
was a joke because of the Hardys, but I was going to get my sarcasm there, but okay.
Mm.
It's okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, after this, we had Jasper Troy versus Zachary Wentz
I
for the
have a question
WWE.
for you, good sir. If I'm already on the list, why are you writing my name down on the list again?
Anyways, raise your hand if you had Zachary Wentz winning this match.
What?
Raise your hand if you had Jasper Troy winning this match.
Oh my goodness.
Well, all of us who did not pick Jasper Troy were proven wrong completely because he destroyed the ever-living hell out of Zachary Wentz, which makes me sad because I enjoyed him before he came on here, before he got let go, and after when he went back and when I watched some stuff of the Rascals back on there. But the Boss Man Slam proved that Jasper Troy could finally get a victory. It just had to be under 3 minutes.
It's funny. There was something Booker T said before the match, and he said, so Jasper Troy, right? He won LFG. So he says something over the lines of Jasper Troy, he's winning is nothing new to him. I said, really? Because since I've seen him, all he does is lose.
In 1 or 2 matches. When was the last time Jasper Troy won anything on the air?
The last thing I remember, he won against Rookie Saints, and that was a count-out victory. But I mean, look, I don't really, the whole speed stuff, just don't do it for me. I mean, good for Jasper because he does need to win something. He does. I mean, he's a big guy. He got to be winning. I mean, if he's out here losing, then what are we doing? But I did want Zach. I mean, I said this when they did the women's speed championship or the tournament. And I said, well, a TNA person should win, and then it just stays in TNA forever because I just don't care for the belt. And I just think if someone was to win it, like if we were taking that title off of Grande Americana, so there's a few things. If someone was to take it off him, I would want Zachary to do it. And the other thing would be, even though it's only 3 minutes and we got to deal with it's 3 minutes, how fun of a match would it be between him and Axiom 1-on-1? Just the speed in that match in general, just to me, just crazy. So I was really disappointed that he didn't win. He was out there and
he did his darndest and tried his best, but unfortunately, he got squashed down by Jasper Troy.
He did. I mean, look, I didn't get to see the Boss Man, but he won with the Boss Man Slam. I've always been my favorite version of that move has always been when the Abyss would do it. I think they actually called it a Black Hole Slam. I feel like I heard Black Hole, unless I'm just hearing things and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Not who I would have gone with, but it is. Matt, do you have any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I like Jasper Troy. Honestly, I agree. I can't believe I'm saying this. But this is crazy. I agree with George. He's right. It makes sense for Jasper to win. I mean, how can you have Jasper lose all the time? He needs to win something, and I think this is it. And I think he's going to end up winning the belt. I think that's how this goes. Which is good. I think it's good for Jasper. I really do. I think Jasper needs it right now.
I got something for I do have. So I'm glad that you put this up because I have another clip. So I was playing 2K, and I have footage on what my character actually think of the peppermint belt. Does everyone have time? We do have time. Here's another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your NXT North American and the bad guy, Jack.
He leaves here with his 2 championships intact.
The double champ is in high spirits as he retains both titles tonight.
I had time today. That's why I have a lot of clips here. That's why I have time.
Know very well how much myself and this one does not care for the peppermint patty belt that is the current
the peppermint patty. Isn't that one of the characters from Charlie Brown?
I'm from the USA, but I do like the belt. It respects Canada and its heritage, and I cannot believe Bad Guy still disrespects the belt and his home country of Canada. Where hockey was created, by the way. I found that out today when I was playing NHL. Hockey was created in Canada.
Yeah, I know. I was there. I know.
Found that out today. Hockey was
but I'm laughing because Jeffrey, I'm very shocked at this. I'm rude. I think I've made it clear that I've never been a fan of that design of the belt. So I made sure. And neither has she. I love Canada. It's great. We have moose.
But you disrespect the belt that Ethan Page is representing.
Thank you, Sabrina Estella.
It's my opinion that when MJF did it on AEW, I couldn't stand it and I thought it looked ugly. It looked ugly there. It looks ugly on the NXT brand. Until somebody takes off Ethan Page that isn't a Canadian, it's going to stay looking that ugly.
Can you imagine, like, there's people who are born in America and they just don't like hamburgers. That's fine. You don't have to like everything from your country.
You can be from Canada.
Just to be clear, that belt has sold out twice on the WWE shop.
Yes, and other people can like it. That's fine. We just don't like it. That's our opinion. Did you buy one? Did you buy it?
Yeah. Did you buy one, Mad Dog?
I don't have the money, good sir. But if I did, I might as well. Yeah. I should have. Yeah. Maybe during the Thanksgiving Day sales.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Black Friday?
When they restock.
What's the next thing we got here?
We had Keilani Jordan being locked out of the locker room.
Good.
She's told that she's not allowed because she chose TNA, and they all dumped her stuff out on the floor. Jordan Grace comes in to try and help her out, saying that any of them in her position would be doing the same thing. But Keilani says that she's making it all about her, that she must be jealous, that I'm holding on to something that you once held dear to you. Which is basically it.
Look, honestly, Keilani deserved this completely.
I just have to say this. The way Keilani looked with all her gear in her hands, it reminds me of when wrestlers sell their gears when they're trying to make a little extra something, or because they don't fit in the gear anymore, or they have outgrown it, or it's not a part of their brand and character. So that's what that reminded me of when I saw the gear in her hands, because I've seen many an indie wrestler do that.
Look, first off, I see you in the chat, Maurice. That's very rude. I can't be a bootleg Canadian when I'm born Canadian. How dare you say that as my son is asleep across from me? Don't listen to that negativity, son. He don't know what he's talking about. I thought this was just sweet justice. Everyone starts to sit here and tell me I'm wrong about how Well, Kalani, JC was the knockout champion. Yeah, but JC still represented NXT. And if it came down to it, she would have been on the side gone to war with NXT. Kalani Jordan didn't do that. Satina Morella said, "I trust you," and she said, "Okay." And then she joined Team TNA. They lost, and that's good. I sit there and say that's fantastic. Go change in the TNA locker room, Kalani Jordan. And I'm very disappointed because I really like Kalani Jordan, and it kind of hurts my pizza greased heart that I have to say such things. But I passed 6th grade, so I think I know what I'm talking about because I'm a man of intelligence. So please, Kalani Jordan, I'm sorry that you have to deal with that, but you're on the wrong side of history, and I feel bad for you because you never want to be on that side. That's like playing chess against me. You are on the losing side. Mad Dog, what do you got from this?
Yeah, first of all, okay, everybody. We'll behind the scenes here, UPR, right? So we got a group chat. In that group chat, our own bad guy over here says justice for Kalani Jordan. And I'm like, okay, he feels bad for Kalani. I feel bad for Kalani, and I do feel bad for Kalani on what's going on.
What?
I have that, by the way. I have that. But anyway, so now you're saying to me on air, online, saying you don't care about Kalani, and you'd rather have her change in the TNA locker room where she belongs still in NXT. Because once again, I've said this before, and maybe I'm sorry to yell, ladies and gentlemen, but I have to. She's still contracted under NXT.
First off, Mad Dog, don't you ever yell at me again. How dare you?
I wasn't yelling at you, good sir. I was just projecting my voice.
I hate that I don't use that sentence enough.
Good, sir. I do not.
Will you stop calling me good sir? I'm Jack, damn it. I identify as Jack, please. But I think this was justice. Good on the NXT women realizing that, and it's great
absolutely not. This
and it's great
terrible.
that
this was
it's
bullying
not. It's
at
just,
its finest.
That's good. We need more of that.
Not good. No, it's not.
Listen,
good.
Just the other day I went in the store and I saw someone.
All because she goes over to TNA and still contracted under NXT. She has, and I googled this. I did Google this before our show, ladies and gentlemen.
You had to Google this? I didn't have.
Yes, I did.
Mad Dog. I didn't have to Google this. Mad Dog. Lower them eyebrows. That's a little aggressive for me. You lower them damn eyebrows when you talking to me. How dare you? I didn't have to Google this. I knew this.
Look, man, I wax these, so yeah.
Sabrina Estella, foul in the court. He did a foul. I want some justice done. What's the next thing we got here, Sabrina Estella? Google this. I'll have to Google. I am Google. Damn it.
He's allowed in the NXT locker room. That's what it says.
Listen, we all know Kalani has a contract with NXT still. We are all very aware of it. One of the ones that they bought during NXT 2.0. We're all aware of that. So we don't need to look up if she's still under NXT contract.
My cat knew that. He knew that she was still under contract.
I had to make sure. I had to double check the notes I had from Google.
Hold on. He got to make his appearance. Go ahead. Talk. I can still hear. Come on.
Second of all, the only reason why none of those girls were able to do that stuff to JC is because she had backup to make sure none of that would happen to her. Kaylani don't got nobody, unfortunately. Kaylani don't got nobody because when she was all super nice like that, she felt like people were walking all over her, so she's decided not to do that anymore. So, in result, she's got nobody in her corner like that. So that's why they were able to dump out all her stuff. Why they called her a traitor like that. That's why they were able to do that to her so easily, as opposed to JC.
Yeah. I didn't hear all that, but I know she's right.
That's why we get Darkstick cutting a promo that gets interrupted by the Hardys, which thank goodness, because any promo by the Darkstick is absolutely boring. So they toured the Hardy compound and teased elements of the final deletion, walking into the lake of reincarnation, submerging themselves, emerging as Broken Matt Hardy and Brother Nero as Revy plays them in. They say the State of Dark has woken the Broken Hardys, and they challenge them to a Broken Rules match where anything is possible, anything goes, and they sentence them to deletion. And by they, Matt does it full blown. Jeff is like, delete.
He's trying to save all his energy for Saturday. I thought this was cool. When they were with WWE and what was that, 2017 or something like that, they didn't get a chance to do the broken stuff. He wasn't broken, he was woken. And I honestly thought they were going to go for a final deletion kind of thing, but it seemed like they're going to still be doing it at the what is supposed to be at? Where's Halloween Havoc at? I know it's not the performance center, it's somewhere else,
It's
right?
in Glendale, Arizona, I think. Or
Okay,
somewhere.
thank you.
It's in Arizona. I know that.
Yeah. So I think I was thinking that I'm sorry, he just jumped and went in the window. He realized he's a cat. I thought they were going to like a final deletion thing, but yeah, this is cool. I mean, I think right here it confirmed for me that the Hardys are retaining at Halloween Havoc. I think
Goodness. Because if I had to do with the Dark State being champions again, being some of the most boring champions ever again, I'll find a house where there's paint being applied and watch it dry.
I wanted to highlight Seth's comment. He said, "Poor Jeff, that man's body's broken." But you know what's the funniest thing? So
Both
I
of
didn't
them
watch
really
this. I was going to say the match that they had with the Dudleys, Team 3D, however you want to call them, at Bound for Glory. He was the workhorse. If you look at if you look at all four men and who was working, who had their work boots on, it was Jeff Hardy. So as much as we say, "Oh man, this man's body is broken," he's still well put together. And if you've watched him for over the last 25 years or 6, 7, whatever the number it is, many years that you've been watching Jeff Hardy, this guy done so many things where you would have thought he would have been the first one broken, no pun intended, but he's still together. I feel like he moves better than Matt. So yeah. Seth also says version 1 the one. Nah, I remember that was in 02, 03. That was his best gimmick. That gimmick showed that Matt Hardy could be a singles guy. It was a fun run for a period. He was the cruiserweight champ. I remember he was the cruiserweight champ. He used to be with Shannon Moore, and I think he dropped the title to the greatest fraud to ever breathe, Rey Mysterio. So yeah.
Yeah, question for you guys before diving into this whole Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy thing. What's a broken rules match? Have you guys ever seen one of those?
There's no
Have they done one
rules.
of those?
You can do whatever the hell you want.
Wow, we got said he would love for the Dark State doing that. Okay,
that's cool.
Boring
And the
action
second
is
thing
like
I got
no,
is,
not surprised.
are the Hardys making this whole thing a family affair? Right? They had their kids, right? That was their kids, right?
That was Matt. Those were Matt's.
Right?
Those were Matt kids.
It was it Jeff's wife or Matt's wife? I don't know.
Matt's wife. That was Matt's wife.
Okay.
That was more.
I don't know all of them. So
no, it's fine. No, but it's usually mostly Matt's family
on Instagram, especially for her stuff with her youngest daughter, which has been dubbed Gothic Baby, and all that stuff is absolutely hilarious and adorable.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I got it right, but it's cool
that
they're
Rebecca
bringing
Hardy,
the family into it now. I like that. They weren't able to do it in AEW. Now they're able to do it here. So
the only family member of Jeff's I ever see on social media is Ruby, and that's only when they share clips of her TikTok of them doing dances and stuff.
Yeah, she's like she's gotta be like almost like she's like a grown woman now. She's gotta be like 15, 16 years old or something like that. I mean, she's like practically an adult now. So yeah, no, I've seen something with her once. We got George who said that's not going to happen. I can see the Hardys dropping the title to either. I can't see it being Hank and Tank. I don't know who it'd be, but I would love for those tag titles to eventually go to OTM. But OTM got to build some momentum. They just got back. But I don't know who's the next team. I got to see what's next for the Hardys, but I don't see it being Dark State. I don't see it being Hank and Tank. I don't know, like Chase U. I can't see it being Chase U either. I don't know. Rebby Hardy, my bad.
You guys think
Rebby
we're
Hardy.
gonna keep this going then? Between, let's say, Hardy's retained, do you think they're gonna keep this whole thing with Dark State going?
No, I think they're done. I think they're done. I think they're done after. I think they're done after that, and I think they're done after that. And I don't know. So at Bound for Glory, they broke up that match between Javon and Leon. I feel like they're gonna run that some way or somehow. I don't know how, but I feel like they're gonna go back to that at some point.
Because now they're bored and they have nothing better to do.
What else we got?
So we have Ruca in the ring with Ava, and What had happened was they had spoken earlier, and Soul wants to address the WWE Universe. And so she does. She says, obviously, she's not walking around normally. And unfortunately, she got injured in their tag match on SmackDown. She says injuries happen and doesn't blame anybody, Mariah Monroe. But she's not cleared for her match against her at Halloween Havoc. Ava says she doesn't need to do this, and Soul says she doesn't want to hold up one division, let alone two, and she won it in the first place because Stephanie Vaquer stepped aside for all the talent division, and she's going to fight back to it. Enters Mariah Monroe. She offers her condolences and says Soul need not worry about the NXT Women's North American Championship scene because she'll take good care of it, and makes the case that she should simply be awarded the title, being number one contender and all. Zarya says Blake doesn't deserve to be handed a title that Soul won and busted her ass to defend again and again. This is NXT. We don't do handouts. Mariah Monroe says there she goes again, fighting all of Soul's battles for her, and mocks her to do it. And she says, yeah. Soul says she's kind of right, and we don't know how long it'll take for me to be cleared. And Zarya says, that's exactly it. We don't know how long it's going to take, but I got this. Mariah May says, yeah, your best friends, we get it. And Zarya offers to defend the belts on her half at Halloween Havoc. She asks Ava, what do you think? And of course, Mariah May mocks her for it. And Ava says, step back. She asked me, not you. And she says it's a little unconventional and a good idea. But ultimately, it's Soul's decision. And she says she fought so hard for this title, and there's no one I trust more than Zarya. So she agrees to it, makes it official. Zarya defending the title against Mariah Monroe at Halloween Havoc. She screams at Ava. Zarya grabs her from behind, lays her down with the F5, and grabs the title from Soul to hold it over her unconscious body.
You know, it's funny, Jeffrey, I didn't peep this, but I was chatting with Shay, and she mentioned, like, oh, did you see how she grabbed it? And I did not see that. So I didn't see how quickly she snatched it. So Zarya is probably very happy to have her championship belt finally. Just to get to a little bit of these chats right real quick, and we'll do a commercial. I know we don't do that all the time, but we're trying to get better at that. But Jeffrey says he's telling George he thinks Zarya is a natural heel, not Soul. I guess he was saying Soul turns heel. I don't know. I just couldn't see Soul doing it.
I mean, there are some people
Zarya, yes, Soul no.
hard, that we thought it would be hard for them to be heels, and they were natural at it. But Soul is one of the few that I can't see it happening and it working well for her. We got it with Roxanne Perez, which people didn't think she could be a good heel.
I was one of them. Yep. I was one of them.
Yep.
Fallon could be a good heel, and she is.
Who?
Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
Fallon, yeah.
Same. No, no, same. I didn't have. Just so, you know,
while people were behind Cora and didn't think that Cora could be a good heel, she is fantastic.
Oh, I don't know why, but it always just seemed like it was so natural for her to be a heel. Like she just seemed like it worked for her. But you know, so Ruca gives me the vibes of. So Ruca gives vibes of RVD Jeff Hardy. So 15 years ago, TNA Bound for Glory 10. They turned Jeff Hardy heel, and I remember even then I was like, what the hell is this?
Like why?
Yeah, it was terrible. Like, why am I booing Jeff Hardy? I don't understand what you want me to do. You want me to boo the man who climbs up stuff and jump off things? No, I will not boo this man. TNA. I booed his decisions, but nonetheless, I was not going to boo this man. Same thing with RVD. They tried to turn RVD heel. I forget how many years ago. I remember too. He took out his ponytail, and I'm like, oh, so when he doesn't have a ponytail, he's bad. Like I don't understand what we're doing here. I'm just saying certain people just don't seem like they can be a heel, and maybe she can, and maybe it's something we don't know. Maybe it's a hidden talent that we don't know. All I'm saying is, if between the two of them, I'm going with Zarya going heel over, and maybe she is going heel. I mean, you guys are mentioning she snatched the championship out of So Ruca's hand, and she's so happy to have this belt. But it would be hilarious, and I do agree with that, George. Let's see how it all plays out. I do agree to that one, but it would be hilarious if she goes in here, defends the championship, and lose. I think that would be quite comical for her to go into this match and lose. But she said, "I'm going to do it in the high," and also So Ruca. I like So Ruca. I'm really unfortunate about her injury. It sucks. But she says, "There's nobody I trust more than Zarya." What about your parents? What about family? What I know if I'm one of her family members and I hear this, I am highly upset. I'm not even flipping nothing. Matter of fact, for Thanksgiving, I'm giving her a whole bowl of peas because peas are awful. Like just a bowl of them, just cold, out the freezer, in the box still. Like, here, do with this. What about the turkey? No, you get no turkey because you don't trust me and my turkey. So there, can I get some stuff in? No, I'm not gonna lie. But please take the floor. I like eggnog is great, but please take the floor.
Right. So how do I follow this up?
I don't know.
Zarya's parents are not, WWE superstars, unlike a certain daughter who's the greatest general manager of NXT of all times. Father is one of the greatest champions of all time. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, shout out, by the way. I'm wearing that Final Boss shirt tonight. Anyway, I felt bad for Soul. I agree with Jeffrey and with George on this. This really sucked. You can actually see her emotion in her eyes. I think she was going to cry even before Blake Monroe came out. You can even see the real emotion that she got hurt, and yeah, I don't have it in my notes, but reading it from today, and I don't know, if I wanted to cover it, and it's that it is a real legit injury, and she's gonna be out for a while. I don't know what they're gonna do with that speed title. No idea. I guess we'll see at a later date. But yeah, I thought the original plan. Let's say Ruca did not get hurt, guys. I thought the plan was Zarya was going to turn on Soul, and I thought they were going to fight, but now, obviously, that's not going to happen. So I don't know. It would be interesting if Blake won the belt, but I don't know. I feel like they're just going to maybe keep Zarya with the belt for now. I'm not sure how it's going to play out, but it's going to be interesting for sure. And Ava, great booking, by the way, right on the spot, awesome booking. Oh, fantastic. Except for Soul Ruca, once again. So sad about the injury. It sucks, and hopefully she heals fast like Seth Rollins.
All I'm going to say is watching Soul gave me the exact feeling I had when Wesley was on my TV screen and he was injured, had to step down, and said that he was feeling down and that he was this close to quitting. And then that's when his voice came out. And then the thing happened. I felt the pain. Both times that he had to get on the mic and talk because, one, he got injured and couldn't wrestle for a while, which was when I got to meet him when he was recovering. And when he said he was about to leave, and then his boys came out to support him.
Real quick, we're going to do a commercial. And I feel your pain. I'm sorry, because I want you to understand. I heard you, girl. I feel you. But I see Maurice, and he says, give the speed belt to Zarya, too.
Yeah, Jeffrey. No.
Hold on. I have the greatest idea where that belt can go.
The garbage?
No. Give it to someone in the Don Callis family.
No.
I would love that so much.
Why in the hell we give them anything else?
Hey, what if Wesley joined the Don Callis family, BadGuy? How would you feel about that, Wesley?
Oh, I would love it. I would embrace it. I honestly,
absolutely.
Listen, if
Wesley and the Don Callis family.
I'm very sad that Betty White is no longer with us. She was one of my faves, but if she was around, I think she should be a part of the Don. I love this family. It's great. Like it's ridiculous. And honestly, it's ridiculous. But this family just keeps growing. I feel like Don Callis go outside and says, "Hey, here you go." Don Callis. I don't know. Like, what does he do? He just fights
people that aren't working and be like, "You want to join so you can be on TV for?"
I think he got someone in catering part of the Don Callis family. I just think it's great. I love the Don Callis family is probably the greatest thing in AEW right now. Like I don't care what's going on with Hangman and the Ops and Ricochet. I just want to see what the Don Callis family. I would love a reality show based on the Don Callis family. 25 minutes, Don Callis and all these people, and he just keeps recruiting people day after day after day. Like, it's just hilarious. But we're going to talk about some more NXT. I'm sorry to talk about the AEW stuff here, but we're going to play this quick commercial. We should have did it yesterday, so forgive me. I forgot to play this commercial. But we have a cruise in April around WrestleMania weekend. You see this commercial all the time, and we're going to play it again. If you are available, if you want to hang out with us during WrestleMania weekend and talk wrestling and just be around wrestling family and stuff like that, because we consider you guys family, hit us up. Tell us if you're interested in it. But here's a smooth commercial. My computer is so slow, I didn't even realize it played. It's hilarious. But yes, we like Jeffrey saying, Russell Cruise. If you are interested in any of that, hit us up. We'll chat about it, and hopefully we can see you guys in April.
So
it'll be a great time. Russell Cruise, there we go. What does Marie say? He said Zora could be the first female member of the Don Callis family, but they don't have no female.
Wesley. I'm still hoping, Wesley.
You're just trying to upset her. That's what you're doing. No. Don't let them do that.
No.
Well, you're not sincere.
Braun Strowman can go Don Callis family too. Hopefully, like
who?
Braun Strowman.
Hold on, Sabrina wanted to say something.
Why on God's green earth are you trying to provoke me? You've already provoked this one enough to put you on his list 6 times. Why are you trying to get?
No, make a 7.
Why are you trying to do this to me?
Matt, what's your middle name?
I like Wesley. I think he deserves to go to AEW. That's why. I mean,
put him in the stupidest faction AEW has to offer right now.
It's actually the best thing. Like BadGuy said, it's the best thing going in AEW right now.
Oh wow! Never mind. Let me take him off. I'm sorry, Mad Dog. Okay.
Too many people.
That's the reason why I watch. Honestly, BadGuy. That's why I watch AEW is because of Don Callis family.
I know.
Sabrina, I'm sorry. Sabrina's face said it all. She's like, "What the hell is happening here?" See, this is. I want the Don. You know what? We might have the Don Callis hour. But what's next here? Let's talk about some NXT guys.
So we had the Shawn Legacy for their contenders match for the WWE Speed Championship. And this one was a crazy good match. I've seen Shawn Legacy wrestle before in person. Before I knew he was
really?
The ID prospect, yes. So I've seen him in action. Of course, I'm familiar with Axiom on here from NXT before being a kid on NXT UK. And this was a good old match. We got some Los Americanos spying in the audience because they're bored and have nothing better to do. And this was a good old thing here and there. They were taking their sweet time to the point where Axiom got to pin him with 3 seconds to spare. The crowd was literally doing the countdown, and with an avalanche Spanish fly, Axiom beats Shawn Legacy.
I got to see more of Shawn Legacy. I think this match doesn't do justice. Huh?
That's what Evolve is for.
Okay, thank you for saying that. I'm gonna eventually try to watch Evolve. It's just so much wrestling. It's hard to watch all this stuff from because you got wrestling on Monday, Tuesday, 2 times on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Tuesdays if you care for the NWA product. I was watching.
Oh, there we go. There you go, and there we go. That too.
So they just had a pay-per-view show this past weekend. So
who's not even trying to be funny, but who's like a big name that's there? Like who's their biggest name?
I mean, what a big name that I could think of that's there is the man that was formerly in WWE EC3.
Oh, he's there. Okay, he's still there. Okay, cool.
He was their champion for a while. He beat Tyrus, who used to be in WWE as well when he was part of the Funkadactyls.
I remember. Yeah. He retired like 2-3 years ago or something like that, right? Because I know it was a few years ago that he retired.
So he's one of them that's there as well.
Okay. But this match, Sean Legacy, I would have to see more of him. He seemed like he's a really good
I mean,
talent.
I don't know. Seth said he watches Evolve for Callie. I don't know if he's gonna want to watch it anymore since Kendall Gray dethroned Callie of her Evolve Championship.
Well, that would mean then you would want to watch some NXT because if she is, and can I just say Kendall Gray? I know she had a little bit of a run here on NXT. I remember I forgot who she was teaming up with for that period of time, but when I saw her in the Battle Royal last week, I was very impressed with her stuff. I was like, "Yo, I remember Kendall Gray, but I remember her doing all of this."
She was working with Carly Bright for a little bit.
Okay, she it was a blonde hair lady.
A lot of them were blonde.
That is true. And the Dynamite went boom. But I was really impressed with her. So when I saw that she won the Women's Evolve Championship, I was like, oh, okay. And I could see them calling up what's her name? Miss Armstrong.
Callie.
Kylie. Was it Kylie?
Callie.
Okay, there we go. Callie. But I could see them calling her up on NXT eventually because she has it seemed like she got everything down packed from her presence, the in-ring stuff, and I remember talking to someone because eventually they're gonna have to call up some of these girls. I was listening to Dice on Friday. Shout out to Dice on SmackDown Penitentiary, and he was talking about some of the women being called up, and maybe somebody like he was saying JC being a lifer, and I just can't see some people being a lifer here because eventually you gotta be called up to the main roster. You're gonna have to be called up so you can make room for all these.
I know Evolve has
talent.
Became the new developmental brand, but remember NXT is also still, for some people, still technically considered the developmental brand, even though it's the third brand. You can't be a lifer down there because
you can't. No.
Everybody wants to get to the big leagues. That's the main goal.
And you got a lot of these girls who've been here, and not even just girls, but guys as well. Like Trick has been down in NXT for a while.
Since NXT 2.0.
There you go. So eventually you're going to have to call some of these people up and make room for someone like I said, I'm not super familiar with Sean Legacy, but if you're telling me, oh, he's a pretty talented guy, you're going to want to make room for someone like that. And there's probably some other talent that I'm just not super familiar with Evolve, but you're going to want to make that room for those guys because if you still have these guys there, like him, Ober, Ricky, Ethan, and maybe there's another name that I'm forgetting. I think you can still get some time out of Javon because he's so young. I don't think you have to rush him, but I'm just saying, you want to make room for some of these talents, and that's what you're going to have to eventually do. So, Maurice is saying he's there for Callie going against Miss Parker, and we might be getting that pretty, I don't want to say soon, but we're in October, so maybe before the year's up, maybe she's being called up. I mean, she has been featured on NXT TV, so I could see them wanting to have her eventually. Jack, the match between Kendall Gray and Callie Armstrong was a good match, and he recommends it. Well, thank you for that, Jeffrey. Okay. There we go.
But I have to say this about the NXT and the call-ups and all that, right? We were talking. You actually, Bad Guy, I want to reference you for a minute because our own Venomous Vince was with you last night on Raw, just like I was with Z on Friday. Please go check that out. SmackDown Review. Z and I did a great job on SmackDown. But
just so everyone knows, these were not dates.
Anyway, Vinny, or Venomous Vince, brought up the whole sometimes about the NXT being the third brand, about sometimes how some stars should go back to NXT. And I kind of was like, okay, I see his point. I rewatched the show actually this afternoon. I was on my way to the doctor because I had some extra time. And I was like, I'm going to, so I kind of see his point where some of those guys like Johnny Gargano and also those. So I can see his point there where some can go back to NXT and it helps the ratings and helps all this too. So, but as for lifers, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because, like, Wrestling Doll just said, a lot of them want to move up, but some of them I don't think can. And then some of them still get branded as the NXT guy. For example, John Gargano's still getting branded as the NXT guy. It's crazy as it is. As much as he's doing great stuff on the main roster
in NXT,
he's still the NXT guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, his body of work is always going to be Mr. Takeover.
Ciampa too, by the way,
who has had not one but 2 matches rated by Dave Meltzer over 5 stars. And I'm saying it with emphasis because
he gives out 5 stars all the time.
No, he does not.
No, he really doesn't. No, he doesn't. I love this said guy. I just want to say that real quick. I'm so sorry. Please carry on. I'm so serious.
No, the reason why I said that an emphasis is because we have a couple of people on our brand who do not speak for wrestlers who are about as big as my pinky.
Oh God.
They have to be as big as they have to have muscles about as big as bowling balls, apparently, for them to be liked by them.
Right. No, I mean, look, I about some of the people going back to NXT, I think sometimes that's a really good thing as a refresher too. And sometimes it's also to help that young talent. So like when you have someone like Johnny Gargano going back down there, I mean, he's a really good wrestler. He's a really, really good wrestler. And you're gonna get a good match out of him. So I don't think they have to go back to NXT, but if they go down for a one-off or something like that, that's fine. Like Natalya, she does that. She went back to Evolve some time ago and she fought Miss Callie. So I mean, that's just to help the young talent and help them to see where they're at, and also to step up their game, because when you're in the ring with someone as established as some of the people like Natalya, Johnny, AJ, he went back for NXT. Well, I say back, he wasn't on the NXT brand, but
NXT for a while. I was there when he came in,
and he fought Grayson.
Yes,
he fought Grayson Waller.
That's what he calls himself, Big G.
Maurice says
I'm
here.
not calling that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I got a picture with him.
Big
I'm not calling
G.
that.
That's because
So he calls
what he's done on the main roster that has overshadowed anything he's done in NXT. I mean, NXT. What else do we have going on?
That's so sick.
We had a quick reel for Ethan Page's North American Championship match against El Hijo de Dr. Wagner. And then we had Hank and Tank versus OTM, which was insanity in and of itself. And I knew that OTM was going to beat the ever-living hell out of these two, unfortunately. And with the spine buster, they pinned Tank to win. After that, they throw Tank onto the floor, and Nima picks up the steel steps, doinks Hank with them, clears the announce desk, and they power bomb.
I love this. I love this so much. I'm sorry. I just love destruction. Like, I just love when people just knock shit down. Like, and I'm looking at someone who do knock shit down. That's not funny. But OTM been, I should put you on that list. But Jeffrey says OTM been out longer than dirt. That's Jesus Christ, Jeffrey. Goodness, man. They have been out for a minute. I do think they're great to be. It's great to have them back in that tag team division. I am a fan, and not some like crazy, like diehard fan. But I said this. I've been on record of saying like two matches that always stands out to me is a match that they have. I feel like it was the Tony D'Angelo fam, but it was one with Chase U, and it was a really solid match. It might have been Fraction, I forget, but it was two matches that really caught my attention with them, and I said, ooh, they just need a little bit more time, a little bit more seasoning, and I think that you could put the tag titles around them. I don't think you have to do that right now, obviously. I think they need to just, even though that NXT crowd is familiar with them, but still let them get re-familiar. But also, too, when did they change their music? Like, I feel like they had the Grand Theft Auto music last week.
The music without telling us.
Yeah, like...
Well, we don't like it.
Said just to answer what he's saying here, I'll highlight this real quick. Said, how do y'all feel about Dragunov winning the United States champion? My whole boy, yeah.
He came back. I lost my mind. The first thing that came to my mind is like, Shay Sawyer is going to lose her absolute mind, and she says the one time I'm not watching SmackDown, but I was happy for Ilya. He got a victory. He won the belt. Sami Zayn picked him to be the one to take the belt off of him and to win it, to help him with his career and advance it. And as for him saying about Melo can't get a real chance at the championship, unfortunately, he's involved with The Miz, and The Miz is not going to leave him alone for a hot minute. So until he beats the ever-living then he can then try to go for the U.S. belt himself. He could probably try to go after Dragunov, especially considering their history. I wonder what Mr. Cat's doing.
I like this match. By the way, just throwing it out there, the match was great. I like OTM. I think maybe they could be, like you said, BadGuy. If NXT universe gets familiar with them, they might put the belt on those guys. I can
And his-
see it eventually. I'm not saying it's going to happen this year. I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the
yeah,
Hardys
yeah.
are going to have a decent run with
only
those
have
tag
less than
belts.
2
They're going to give
I
them this
don't.
Hall of Fame run, but I think OTM could be the next one, maybe possibly.
OTM, I mean, they just have so much potential. I mean, they just have.
I agree with Jeffrey about Jada Parker. That was really cool. They OTM
I
Jada
did.
Parker together. Yeah.
I did like them together, but I mean, and I feel like Jada had been doing well on her own. I mean, like I think that they were. I think there was a time where they needed to be together.
A background character, and now everybody loves her.
Yeah, I was just going to simply say that there was a time where they kind of needed each other. So OTM, I remember they were teaming up with Scripps, I think was his name, Reggie, and that kind of was working, but not really. But then they were kind of clicking, or they were really clicking once they had Jada there. And I feel like she's outgrown being the whole manager stuff for them. Now they're doing their thing, she's doing her thing, and it's fine. What else do we got here? What's the
So we had a quick little thing with Ren on the phone. They're of course dropping the name brand with Maybelline Liquid Foundation. Lash rolls up. Ren says she's looking to start a Ren QCC. Lash calls her stupid. Kendall Gray comes in and says, I'm not going to let Lash push you around. And Lash says, I'm going to send you back to Evolve. And Kendall says, I'll fight anybody that runs their mouth and wants a chance at my belt. And Lash tells her to watch it. So then we get to the main event match, but we did have something that happened after that. So does Matt want to say the news before we discuss this match, or before we discuss the contract signing between Ricky and Drake?
Wait, what did we get into the main event of Fatal Influence beating? That was the main event.
That was the main event match, yes. But then we had something else happen. We had a contract signing.
What do you want to do, Matt? This is your segment.
I guess we could talk about the match first because of a certain bad guy loves a certain faction.
We all love
this.
her.
I mean,
let me just.
I
let
went
me
to
just.
high school with
No.
actually of that faction.
What did he? Wait a minute, Sabrina Estella. Did he just mention that he went to high school with her?
I did.
Doesn't he always?
I did.
I can't find my. I can't find my pen. I can't find my pen. Oh, I got a permanent marker.
Let's just say that's a good.
Listen, new drinking game. Every time Matt mentions that he went to high school with her, take a shot of whatever you're drinking. Make
You know
sure
what?
you're alcoholic if you can't handle your alcohol.
My goodness! Wow.
This is what my list looked like. You see that? That's what my list looked like completely now. Just
That's
Matt.
rude. That's rude.
No, you're rude. You're rude.
You see, and you're yelling, and that's rude too.
Because you are upsetting me. My blood pressure has increased tremendously because of you, and you're doing it on purpose. See, now I have scared my son. I have scared my son. Now he's scared. Now I have to clean up cat poop because of you.
You have made it very loud and clear of your past with her. You don't need to bring it up every time we're on the air. Are you trying to make
look?
this man
It's just
feel
a
like
small teeny little flex. That's all.
Oh yeah, well, I was on the set.
Going to be reenacting the scene from Clue where they say flames, flames, flames on the side of my face.
Just Matt, I'm just.
I love this.
But we have to
shit.
go influence versus the culling. We have JC Jane and Lainey Reed because Fallon volunteered Lainey to fight, basically to prove herself. And then we have Izzy, Damon, Tatum, Paxley going up against them. And we have Lainey and Tatum to start. And it's some good back and forth. Izzy and Tatum worked very well together. They were in control of the match for a good while.
Wow. Right.
And of course, at some points, Fatal Influence does take over. And with them having the advantage of having Fallon out there to help, because the boys aren't going to touch the girl like that. They're not going to try to stop it or anything. And as Izzy does try to stop Lainey from doing their move, she wasn't able to stop her. With the rolling elbow from JC onto Tatum, they retained the belt. And Tatum has definitely improved and gotten a hell of a lot better. And after that, Fallon and Laney beat the ever-living daylights out of Izzy and throw her against the steel steps. And
Good.
then all three of them circle Tatum in the ring. And they get her back to her feet, and JC is getting ready to hit her with the belt. It does not happen because Tatum gets up and fights all three of them by herself, which people are thinking, where's Lyra? When's she going to come out? She's about to hit the exclamation point on JC. They pulled her out before it could even happen after they took some moves from her. And we see Tatum holding the belts in the air.
This means absolutely nothing.
It means
JC is
war.
going to. JC is going to clobber this girl on Saturday. And look, I mean, you said Tatum hasn't improved, but Tatum is a great talent. She has been improving each and every time she's in the ring. I'll always give her flowers because she understands her character and she gets it. And she does deserve the best, just not on Saturday. Laney Reed, let's talk about Laney Reed. Like Laney Reed, I see Seth saying she doesn't fit. I just think you guys got to give her time. You know, we're all used to Jasmine Nix being here. I know she had an interview. I was watching a little bit before NXT. I was just interested in watching it. But, you know, she laid out Jasmine Nix. We have a new, I like what Jeffrey's saying, new and improved Fatal Influence. I think it's a great fit for, I would say fit. It's a great position for her to be in because Fatal Influence, regardless if you like it or not, that is an act that gets featured a lot on NXT, and she's going to be getting a lot of screen time. So she's going to see, we're going to see if she is ready for the big times. And will you calm the hell down, please? And now he's playing with a pen. Jesus. But the match was fine. JC won. She's gonna win again. JC, what is this like? JC's 80th main event? I don't know anybody who's had this many main events. I can't think of it. Like
That's
you might say,
because she's the backbone of the company, good sir, and you and I both know that.
I am not taking you.
NXT division.
I am not taking you off the list, Matt. You will remain there. But you are right, Matt.
I don't care about that, good sir. I'm just saying she is the backbone of that division. The truth is the truth.
Mad Dog, what did you think about this match?
I actually enjoyed the match. I think Tatum and Izzy actually worked well together. It's a shame when you know what's going to end up happening. It's just sometimes, you know, this is too predictable. And if I had a magic book, I don't, but I do. Yeah, Tatum's going to lose. When Tatum loses to JCJ on Saturday night, Izzy's going to turn. They're going to fight, and that's going to start a whole new feud going into Deadline, which I have some news about later on. But, yeah, JC James just been killing it on the NXT, and like I said with Two Dice, I said I don't think she would be a lifer because I see her going to Raw. And you said that last night with Vinny. You said, you know, she can go to Raw and mix it up in the IC title, or go. And I said that the Dice, I said she can maybe go against Julia, you know, and she's got history with the other girl from NXT representing Julia right now. I forgot her name.
Kiana James. Kiana James.
You know what guys know what I'm talking about. No one on SmackDown.
Kiana James.
Name that.
Yeah, thank you.
You said like 3 times.
I was just
Yeah,
making sure.
but-
Maybe I didn't think I was loud enough. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed all this. It was fun, but we already know the outcome. JC Jane's gonna destroy, and she's gonna keep winning. The question is, how long can she go if she's hurt? I don't think she's as hurt as Ruca or Seth Rollins, but I know she did get injured a couple weeks ago at a house show. So I am trying to stay on top of that.
I think if the injury was as serious, they wouldn't have her in the match because
yeah, I agree.
Fallon is hurt. I don't know what the injury is, but I know she's hurt, and I thought there was going to be. Yeah, I was thinking that they were going to do because I actually forgot that she was hurt, so I thought they were going to have Fallon and Laney Reed.
Fallon, I thought was hurt for a while. Now I think she was hurt for a while.
I think I want to say she just got hurt last week somewhere. Maybe. It was recently. Maybe. I just don't remember the time.
I thought she was hurt for a little bit because she hasn't been in much.
Said says Kiana James would have been a perfect fit for influence. I don't know if I could see that so much. Probably might be onto something, but
I mean, in the sense of how she is, like personality-wise, I mean, she probably would have played a little bit like being the manager role.
You know what? So here's what I'll say. You would have to replace either JC or Fallon because the whole group, the whole dynamic of the group is having these two experienced individuals and that one individual who don't have the same experience as them. That's why they had Jasmine Nix and Lainey Reed, who's not really known. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was doing I don't know if they still have what was it called, Level Up or something like that.
No, I don't think
they don't have that anymore. Okay,
just Evolve, I believe.
I mean, that's what you're calling it.
Oh, what's it called now?
Evolve.
No,
they have Evolve now.
Oh, you're just saying Evolved. Okay.
Evolve and replaced Level Up from what my understanding is.
And look at this. I love this. We're gonna get to the news, but she has been. Why did you knock that down?
Wow, this is astounding.
140. Yeah. This is fantastic. Everyone's always counting down. She's going to lose. And on Saturday, I'm going to laugh. I won't be able to do the show, to review the show, because I'll be out doing karaoke. But I'm going to have a taco. I'm going to drink some tequila. And I'm going to say,
so I will not be reviewing myself either.
Yeah, so
I'm actually not doing, I will not be here, actually.
So I'm sorry, guys. You're getting a prediction show from her. Maybe I'll upload a video of me singing.
One or two of us might dress up for the review show.
Ooh, there we go. Matt, what are you dressing at? Matt, me and Sabrina Estella, I think it's too late this year to do it, but we were thinking about doing Team Rocket. I think we told you, but you could be Coffin.
I don't have a costume, but I have a couple masks I was going to throw on for the show.
Listen,
I'm not going to say anything.
You know, with what we have, we don't have to have matching costumes, but one day
I do have something.
We want to give a shout out to Charmaine. She was letting me know yesterday today is her husband's birthday. So happy birthday to your husband, Charmaine. And listen, why don't you do the best birthday gift is tell him to watch Unpopular Review right about now, where he can see the Great Grand Slam Pooba, the Dog of Madness, and the sensational Sabrina Estella as we talk about all NXT. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button, and you'll be doing us a favor. And happy birthday. That's all I got. I'm sorry. I can't sing.
Happy birthday, Lewis. I know from last night her husband's name is Lewis. I watched last night's show.
See that? Look at that. The chat is very nice. George is saying happy birthday to your husband. We got Sed who says cancel Collision and just do 3 hours of Dynamite. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't watch
Collision.
It
was 3 hours last week.
Like
3 hour Don Callis family. It was fun.
So we're gonna get into the news, and then we'll get to the last part. Real quick, you're watching Unpopular Review. All serious, let's hit that notification, subscribe button. It helps out a lot. I say that so much, that's why I had a tongue tie here. But Matt is here with the news.
Hey guys, what's up?
All right, I'm back. Okay, so, all right, it's not a surprise. You guys talked about it last night, and everybody in the pro wrestling world already knows what's going on. Seth Rollins got hurt at Crown Jewel. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks. The length of the injury, he posted on Instagram today. It's going to be a while. And when I mean it's going to be a while, it's going to be a while. WWE is hoping to get him back before WrestleMania. But right now, a lot of plans have been on standstill. A lot of plans went haywire. A lot of plans got moved up. I told you this last night, BadGuy. You said you didn't believe me about a lot of the plans being moved around, but there is a lot of plans being moved around because of Seth's injury, and it really sucks. And I feel bad because Seth is like one of the greatest, and he wasn't supposed to lose his belt so soon, and he just did, and now it's gonna be Uso and Punk, and yeah, I'm probably gonna have Punk probably win over Jay. So I think that's where that goes, but they're really hoping, but a lot of stuff's in hold. I know there was a lot of stuff. I'll just scroll down to what I have later on. The original plan for War Games was supposed to be, Seth Rollins and the Vision versus possibly maybe either a CM Punk faction or Cody Rhodes or even Roman Reigns, because a lot of people are saying Roman may come back because the long-term plan, and WWE is still hoping to do this eventually now at Mania if they get Seth back in time, but right now it's on pause, was Roman and Seth. That was the plan, but now that just goes poof up in smoke because of his injury. It's really unfortunate. Really sucks. But yeah, as for the source, it was WrestleVotes. They said the whole War Games thing that I just wanted to make, clarify with you, BadGuy, because I know you said something about last night when I commented in on that. But yeah, it really sucks about Seth. I hope he gets well soon, guys. This next one, Sami Zayn. You guys talked about him earlier. Actually, I got news on this. It was Sami Zayn's decision to drop the belt to Dragunov. I found out. So, according to Body Slam, they say it was Sami's made the call himself to drop the U.S. title to Ivan Dragunov on SmackDown. So, good for Dragunov. I think he needs it, and Sami kind of agreed, I guess, and said, "Look, I want to do this. I want to put him over," and I think it was the best decision they made. So, but the next thing I got here, this is hilarious. If this becomes true, guys, imagine this. John Cena becoming a Grand Slam champion. There's only one belt John Cena's never won in the WWE. And WWE is actually now considering running a match with this, because this is just too, I'm sorry, this is just too funny. This story is too funny, but I had to. So sources are claiming now, this is a claim, this is a saying, that WWE has discussed the idea of Cena beating Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series, then defending the title against Gunther in the final match at Saturday Night Main Event in December. This would make Cena a Grand Slam champion. I see wrestling knowledge just dying the laughter over here.
No, and I have a very different reason what some people might be thinking. It's not because I do not care about Dominic Mysterio. It's not because I do not want to see John Cena become a Grand Slam champion before he retires. No. The reason why I'm like this, and Miss J. Sawyer will agree with me, because the one who should dethrone Dominic Mysterio for that belt is Finn Balor. And for Finn and pretty much the rest of Jet and almost everybody in Judgment Day to turn on Dominic Mysterio and make him somewhat of a babyface at this point, just be a tweener, because people like him, some people still don't like him. That's what I think the plan should be. Because Finn needs more respect. And especially when it comes to the title runs, because last night, him and JD, they got dethroned by AJ and someone who this person does not like, so I'm not going to say their name. That's why.
Oh, you don't like Dragon Lee? Dragon Lee's great. Him and Rey Mysterio.
He doesn't like him.
Rey Mysterio, they're fantastic.
Under his wing.
They were in the LWO together, Fun fact. Anyway, legendary ring announcer Leland Garcia actually re-signed 2-year contract with WWE, confirming she will continue her role in the company through 2027. So good for her. She announced the news on Instagram. The other thing, this one's a little bit upsetting news, but Sir Mo of Mo Men on a Mission passed away. I think he was 58 years old, and I believe a GoFundMe has been set up for all of his medical bills and stuff. And I kind of remember, I was young, but I do remember him a little bit, and I was watching some of his stuff back because shout out to a friend of the program, Mike Knox. He did a whole thing on him, and yes, I think it was yesterday. So go check that out if you can. He mentioned it, and he told me, he goes, you should check some of the stuff out. So I did today when I got a chance, and yeah, he was a really good wrestler. It's such a shame, only 58. The next couple of things I got here is Deadline. I thought they were going to announce it tonight. They didn't, but Deadline is set for Saturday, December the 6th in San Antonio, Texas. And the last thing I got is everybody was blowing my phone up today. Oh my God, Warner Brothers is selling. What's going to happen to AEW? AEW is gone. Why is AEW fine? Because Warner Brothers, even if they're selling the company and Discovery's getting sold, whatever, I don't care, whatever, right? Warner Brothers renewed a contract with AEW and thinking till 2028. So AEW's fine for the next like 3 or 4 years, by the way, and you don't have to worry about this whole who's gonna buy. But a lot of people were saying online today it would be wild to watch AEW on Netflix and WWE on Netflix. I just find that if Netflix buys. Now Netflix said today they're not interested in buying, but come on, biggest bidder in the table. It's gonna be Disney or Netflix. So, and then that's all I got.
Just some quick thoughts about some of the stuff that you passed out. Good on AEW for having still a network where they can, broadcast their, their stuff and everything like that. I see people sometime and they'll be like, man, I would love for AEW to go out of business. I don't want that for a company. I think if you don't like a company, just don't watch it. But I also sit here and go, the beauty about having all these company is just variety. Not everyone. I remember I went to an HOG show. I went to HOG show years ago, and someone was like, when Triple H first took over, and he was like, yeah, I appreciate everything he's doing, but it's too late for me. I kind of just like what AEW is doing. And I think that's fine. I mean, like, hey, there's people who like these certain, like for me, my favorite show of the week is literally NXT. It's just a fun show. The other thing too, you mentioned about the John Cena, and it talks about him winning the IC championship. I just don't think he needs it. I mean, like, let's be honest. If he doesn't win the IC championship, is someone being like, nah, we can't put him in the Hall of Fame now because he's not a Grand Slam champion. This guy is going to go down as, he's not my GOAT, but he's going to go down as a GOAT. He's a lot of people's GOAT. My 18-year-old nephew was like, that was his Hulk Hogan. And I can get that because he grew up in that era and that time. And John Cena, the longevity and all these other things you want to mention, the longevity, some of the
Grand Slam champion. He beat Ric Flair's record. So
yeah, he sure did. I do pick. I want to make sure that's greater than, because I was I barely passed math, but I feel like that's Roman is greater than John Cena.
That's exactly what that means when it's.
I cheated in math. That's how come I'm so great.
Then if it were the other way, then he would have said less.
You know what I used to call that evil Pac-Man. It was like, if it goes this way, I was like, oh, that's evil Pac-Man. But yeah, no, I got Roman on my Mount Rushmore, honestly. So yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I mean, good job as always, Mad Dog. Great job. Let's get into this last part and we'll send you guys home. So Sabrina Estella, please take the floor.
So the very last thing we had is the contract signing for the NXT Championship match. So we had Trick and Ricky make their entrances. Trick says he doesn't need to come. He just doesn't come running because someone screams his name. He waits for the moment and this spotlight, and that makes him the main event. And even though he says Ricky's mad because even though he's champion, Ricky's still main event, and that's why they left him hanging at Showdown to prove that he's the only man that can carry NXT on his back. Don't get it twisted. Not because he loves NXT. He doesn't owe us or TNA anything. He's only loyal to himself, and that's why he's going to become a 3-time NXT champion. And he signs the contract. Ricky says he's an emotional guy. He's never changed. Can you say the same about you, Trick? The title makes you complacent or ambitious. It made me more focused. What did it do to you? You lost the plot and started thinking you were bigger than NXT or the title, and that you've been ready to leave this place for a long time. Trick asks if Ricky thinks he should go to the Indies because he's bigger than the Indies. He's Hollywood. Ricky signs, and Trick says Ricky is cosplaying a champion, training to be a stunt double, his stand-in, and since he's standing in his way, he's going to whoop his ass for the title, and the Absolute Era will be over. Ricky yells at him to not talk about grinding on the Indies because the stuff that he's gone through would have had Trick folding like his shirt. He's a blueprint. Trick is trying to be like him. He's smoother, silkier, more stylish than Trick will ever be. Locked in, and come Saturday, your ass is locked out. Trick lands a cheap shot. Security breaks them up. Ricky takes a bit too long to get them off, but he is able to drop Trick through the table.
I mean, it's a contract signing. I mean, I've seen a bunch of them, and this was fine.
Early
It was
and
nothing
then
to.
go peacefully.
Yeah, it was fine. I do agree with Jeffrey when he says the security guards suck, but that's usually a majority of the security guards when it comes to these kind of segments where the security guard is useless and they're like, "Oh, please don't do that," and then they get duffed and then you never see them again. Says Trick looked like the star in this segment. I think they both had a really good back and forth. Trick is really good on the mic. You give him a mic, he's not going to disappoint. But Ricky Sainz, though, he has, and not to say Trick don't have passion, he does. I mean, he just was kind of playing the heel part. But Ricky Sainz brought out that passion when he was talking about you wouldn't survive in the Indies like how I would and all that stuff. So I mean, it was fine. I mean, it didn't make me go like, oh man, now I have to really watch. I mean, I'm gonna watch Halloween Havoc regardless, but it didn't like make me like jump out my seat or anything. It was a fine segment. It was good. I thought these guys did a really good job. But these contract signing, they seem all the same to me. Someone goes through the table. Security guard flops around like fish. What you got here, Mad Dog?
Sorry about that. I was talking to my mom. She was asking me if she could throw some old Halloween lights out, and I said yes. Anyway.
Oh, the executive decision. Okay.
This segment was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm excited for the match. We'll see what happens, and it was just a fun little segment they had for the end of the show. But like you said, the typical security goes through the table, and it is the same old. And I feel like that's how most contract signings go. And if it's not a security guard, it's either one or the other. I think a couple weeks ago, when they were doing the Seth and Cody thing, I think Cody was in the table and Seth was all like, and right before Crown Jewel, before Seth got hurt and relinquished the title, obviously. So that ends up a lot. And I think if you even go back to WrestlePalooza, Cody Rhodes took another table spot with Drew McIntyre. So yeah, Cody Rhodes takes a lot of table spots. Wow, I didn't notice that till now. Okay, never mind. Fun little segment to end the show, but we'll see how the match goes. I think Ricky's going to retain. I'll say it now.
I'm going to say my predictions for when we do it on Thursday. I know we're not going to have a Halloween Havoc after show review, but we'll be back that Tuesday. But I know you guys like the NXT trio. We'll be back Thursday for predictions. I believe there's 5-6 matches on the card. I think it's 5. So
I believe it's 5 at the moment, unless they add another.
Usually 5, right? So we'll be
Triple H to make the matches a little longer and give us more time to.
I feel sometime when Triple H does give us a 6 match because he's feeling very frisky H. That's what's going on.
Feeling very sweet, like giving us a little something extra, like a little dessert, maybe.
Yeah. It's almost like when you go to McDonald's and you give you a little bit of extra fries and that fry in the back. I love the extra fries in the back. I'll be like,
There was one time when I went to Chick-fil-A and I bought myself some ice cream and they gave me an extra one without realizing it.
Oh yeah, no, dope. Look at that. You was treated very well. Let's answer this.
In the bag, and I don't think the other person saw it. Thing of ice cream.
I see your question, Maurice, but I have something I want to talk about. I had McDonald's today, and their nuggets are not that good. I was actually surprised on how not good their nuggets are.
No,
so
I from the other places. Their nuggets are.
I love their nuggets.
No, that's fine. Maybe because I didn't have much.
But I had them last night for dinner. I was not supposed to, but.
Oh, you're a rebel. You're such a rebel.
I know.
Maurice asked this question, and I did want to answer it. Question: is this Trick Williams or Tricks? I'm sorry, because you didn't put Williams. Tricks last hurrah in NXT. So this is an interesting question because I don't know honestly. So I thought they wanted to run the match between him and Ober. And my question to you guys is, do they call him up and we never get that one-on-one with Ober? That's my question to you guys. But is this his last hurrah? If I had to answer it, no, I don't think it's his last hurrah. I don't think so.
Absolutely. No. I don't think so neither. I think eventually, here's the thing. Trick's gonna have to win against Ricky. They're gonna probably run this back. Ricky's gonna win. They're gonna run this back probably at deadline. This is what I would do. I would have Trick win at deadline and then run the match at Stand and Deliver you get the Oba and Trick before Trick gets the call up. And remember,
But
by
did
this time, Trick has to drop that TNA belt too. I think he still has that, right?
No, he dropped
no,
it.
he didn't.
No,
Okay,
no.
so he doesn't have a TNA belt no more. Good. Okay, good. Remember, honestly, I didn't watch TNA, so I have no idea.
No, it's fine.
But
No,
you
it's
know,
fine.
like I said, so that's what I think you do. I think you do Oba and Trick, and I think Oba regains the title at Stand and Deliver. I think that's how I would book it. And I can see
Sure.
them booking it that way to get that before Trick gets called up, because yeah, Trick's gonna get called up, or you have Carmelo come back down and they run Trick and Mello, but I don't see that. I see Mello and Trick becoming a tag team on the main roster because they need tag teams.
It's funny. I was having a conversation about that, and like I think Trick can do well on his own, but I was thinking like if you wanted to add more tag teams, and also too, SmackDown have a lot of tag teams. I don't know if they want to add another team. They're pretty good with their tag team. It's just the direction.
Raw only has a couple.
Raw
right?
does. I mean the Creeds. I think someone's hurt. I just thought about this yesterday because when we did the
Creed's
review,
all
I said Ivar, and I was like, hey, where's the other guy? Eric. And is he hurt? And I don't know. So their Raw division, their tag team division is not as strong as SmackDown at all. Just real quick, let's highlight some of these things. He says Tyson nuggets are great. I'm glad to know that.
That's true.
Nuggets are horrible. Said do not like nuggets. He said the match could be
chicken.
Tricks. Popcorn chicken, that's not bad. Now you've made me hungry.
I don't see it.
We got Wendy's. They do have. I think they have the best sweet and sour sauce. I would say no. He did want to let you know that he did drop it to Santana.
Yeah, Mike Santana.
There's Trick. George said there's nothing left for Trick. I agree, and same thing with Oba. I don't think there's anything left for them except these
for
two
the
facing.
Oba match, right? I mean,
yeah, that's
the
really
thing.
it. I hope they don't change Trick music on it. I hope not either. I think that
that
music.
It's the Death Rebel curse.
Would they do that?
Isn't that Death Rebel? Isn't that a Death Rebel song?
No, George. If you put Trick on Raw,
a bad song.
Right, and I would hate for them to change because I feel like that music does get people pumped. Like
Yeah.
I've been to a few shows and I hear "Whoop That Trick." Like I went to Stand and Deliver last year, and when I heard it, you gotta do that.
You just know. You just know.
Yeah, I would hate. That would be stupid if they changed the theme. We got said MSG still gets crickets. I mean, I can't talk about when it comes to the reaction stuff. I just like that we have Motor Machine Gun. I think they're great.
Okay to me.
I still think they're great.
I love Motor Machine Guns.
Same. I've been a fan of theirs since like that late 2000, early 2010s. I still think they're just great to be. I just think they're a great addition to the tag roster. Right. I forgot about Pretty Deadly. Right. He's out. I forgot about that. Who else we got? Where is Oba? He been MMA since he probably was so ashamed that he lost to like 4 DDTs. So he's now hiding somewhere until he is ready. Oh, the shame the ruler must fail. Yeah, the only time I saw something with him was there was a video with him and Omos. And I comment under that video, and I had some people really concerned about me because I said that's a lot of meat in that match. And I don't take that back. There was a lot of meat. Too much meat. Trick Williams and Carmelo is on Raw as a tag team. I wouldn't mind that, but I don't. I kind of just would like Melo. I would like Melo to do his own thing. I think Melo, good for Dragunov on winning the United States Championship. It's really good for him. Yeah. But I would like Melo to start winning some single gold because I just think it's time. I would like for him to start getting it because he's been on the main roster for a year, and I don't want to say it's ridiculous, but it's almost kind of I find it weird that someone just came to SmackDown and won a title. Meanwhile, Melo's been here this whole time. Yeah, but that's really my 2 cents there. And
see the whole Miz and Melo possibly for WrestleMania, right? Like that's the whole thing building. Everyone says I see it. I see it happening. I think it's gonna be one of the matches.
They're gonna run it. They're gonna run it, but I don't think this is a feud that goes that long.
Maybe Rumble. Maybe we got the Rumble.
Not you might series, but maybe at Rumble or maybe a little after that.
I think we still got Survivor. We still got Survivor. We got Survivor Series. We got Saturday Night Main Event. Saturday Night Main Event. There's all these other things.
War games, especially since a lot of the War Games plans went up in smoke. Now I'm hearing it might be the Wyatt and.
We're gonna do
the
a
other
warning.
faction.
I'm
So,
sorry. I like the Miz, but Jesus Christ, like goodness.
I was
He
thinking,
going-
those that can pull out and lose, and he'll be just fine.
He said he practically called him the Titanic. It's funny. I wouldn't send Mello. I wouldn't send Mello to Raw
I
because
won't send Mello
I
to
do
Raw.
I do like and then we're gonna get right into the show because I know we went long. But I
Ron's
do
got
like.
enough star power.
No,
SmackDown-
I was gonna simply say you have Braun on Raw, you have Mello on SmackDown. Keep them far apart because that's gonna be a match that you have later on in the main roster, and I like when you keep them away from each other. I feel like Julia and Stephanie, they've already touched and everything like that, and I felt like that was a mistake, and I think that was something they should have avoided on the main roster and build towards that later. Like that's just personally how I like things, where you finally get there with like, man, all this time it went by, and now who's the better person between Stephanie and Julia or Braun and Mello. So I don't know. I mean, just keep guys, just we're here just talking some wrestling, so just put the chat in. But we're gonna get ready to end the show. We've been here. Yes, someone said it. Yes, send Mr. Don Callis.
I'm still rooting for Wesley to go to AEW. Go
No.
Don Callis.
Oh, my Lord.
Still
My
rooting
blood
for
pressure's
her.
through the roof. Why do you hate me?
Yeah, why do you
Fun
hate her?
fact, actually, speaking of the Don Callis family, AEW is in trouble right now.
Why are they
You should
not in
actually
trouble?
put them on your little list, bad guy, because there was a whole thing
I'm running out
with
of
the
ink.
defamation because Andrade broke the 90-day no compete clause. So AEW got screwed by WWE
No,
in the
no,
court of law.
no, he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get in trouble for that. He didn't get in trouble for that. WWE was jealous that he was a part of the Don Callis family. Paul Levesque saw that. He said, God damn Andrade. I should be a part of the Don Callis family. Send him a letter. I'll teach him what they can do. That's what happened. He's jealous. It's envy. He's envious. He's envious.
It's not,
Triple H.
no, I guess it's no longer non-compete clause, is it? Yeah, well, let's see how it holds up. Let's see how that holds up in court then, because everyone's suing each other now.
Yeah, I love
AEW's lawyers are like, we didn't know about the 90-day non-compete clause. He didn't have one, so
You know
to
what?
us, it's nothing.
The executive consultant left me in charge of the week. I might have to do an AEW show tomorrow just to talk about the Don. I don't want to talk about nothing else but the Don Callis family for a whole hour.
I'm not going to watch you talk about that when I already have to deal with it on the air.
I love the Don Callis family.
You bring my blood pressure through the goddamn roof.
Oh, she's talking about you, not me. I love the Don
Hey,
Callis
man,
family.
I mean, if Wesley wants to go where the money is, Tony Khan's got a big pocketbook. Yeah, he's got a big checkbook, man.
But let's get ready to end the show here. We wanna thank you.
New World Order over there.
Look
Don
at
Callis
George.
family needs a
Look at
15th
George.
member.
And then the Don Callis family is going to be the only ones that are going to be able to hold that belt.
Oh.
They do need a
Yo.
15th member for the record, so.
No, not
That
George.
would break the NWO's record, by the way, of the original
No.
NWO. I was telling Venomous Vince that.
Well, the
other day.
original. Well, actually, as I adjust my glasses, the original NWO had 3 members. It was Hogan, Hall, and Nash.
No. After they expanded to the second original.
Well, you didn't say that. You didn't say that. You said the original.
I'm making it clear now.
Andrade had a 90-day not complete call. Okay.
That is.
Oh, we have Meltzer in the chat. My bad. Now I love it. See, he loves it. He loved the Don Callis family. Wait. Cody loses. Poor Sabrina. Sabrina for almost 2 hours had to hear me talk about how much I love the Don Callis family. I love you, darling. Thank you for being so patient.
Great.
But Cody loses.
Members. Andrade's over there now. He doesn't need a mask no more. He went on a podcast today saying he does not need a mask no more.
Okay, he not this man right your whole name. Maddog Kelly. Like Jesus Christ. I'm going to tell you one more time. Who are you, Miss Frizzle? Who are you yelling at? Who is this man yelling at? You're nothing but font. You have nothing but a font in the chat. How dare you sit here and yell at Mad Dog? You know what? If I had a pen, I'm going to do my best right here. There we go. This is the show. You guys were great. Thank you for being with us on Tuesdays. It's always chaotic with us. Let's just run down the shows. On Monday, the executive and Big Daddy Cool, and God knows where Steaming Beaming was at, but they couldn't make the show. So
my
me and
God.
Vinny filled in. So if you want to just watch some chaotic stuff, it's on YouTube on all that stuff. But they are on Mondays, right after Raw goes the air. So please check out the Raw Review Crew. You can check us out on Tuesdays, where I talk about my love for Don Callis, the Don Callis family. Wednesday is All Elite Heat, where you can catch Cactus Katie, Sheriff, and Venomous Venny. They talk about AEW Dynamite, and hopefully they talk about their love for the Don Callis family. Look, you guys should join the review show and just put Don Callis family and just talk about my love for them. And on Fridays, right after SmackDown go off the air, I believe Vic is taking some time off. So you have Z, and I'm assuming a guest will be joining him right after SmackDown go off the air. So please check out the SmackDown Penitentiary. It's really some really good stuff. And on Thursday, I believe at 8, we're going to do a prediction show.
Yeah. So I hope you guys are good for 8. I was going to talk to you after the show. You guys are good for that. Yeah, I'll set that up.
That
Halloween Havoc prediction show. Excited for that.
That part, Jeffrey. Like, he says, I'm going to tell you more. I image him wagging his finger and shit. Like, who are you yelling at? Just watch the basketball game and rub Bengay on your elbow. How dare you, George? But, George, I always appreciate you being in the chat. I always pick on you, but I just can't help it. But I think that's everything. Sabrina Estella, I mean, we always have links because you do your own little thing. But people love hearing what you talk about when you say that you are the unofficial camera woman. So please tell them where they can find you.
Well, that is my moniker since mid-2021.
Good stuff.
But you can go to my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally South to record wrestling matches and put them up on the air. I'm 8 subscribers away from 1,500, so hoping to get that number up there.
I love that for you. Good job, darling. Good job. Love that. Please subscribe to that. George, you are so disgusting. You are just and he just oh y'all like the list? I'm gonna have to get a brand new.
He's got a good taste.
No, I don't think so. I think he's lactase intolerant. That means he has no taste. Lactase intolerant.
I have an idea for you.
Please.
Find a scarf. Have your list the entire time for the prediction show. You can be Chris Jericho.
I should get a scarf. Yes. All right. I'm gonna look for a scarf. I think I got something. I was gonna ask Mr. Cat for it, but he can't hang. He's falling asleep. But I will get a scarf and I'll have my list. Absolutely. The Big Pop Theory podcast. We did a show. We actually reviewed. Not reviewed. I'm sorry. We did a show on Sunday. We uploaded around 3 in the afternoon sometimes. So give it a listen. There's a link there for the just a link there, and it'll send you to wherever you listen to podcasts and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if you have if you're free and you have an opportunity, you can hear me and Shay and how I always point out really good stuff here. George, George has just collapsed all over the keyboard because look at this jacket time. Bill Goldberg, but I had enough of you. I am leaving, sir. I hope you have a great night, sir, because I don't have to deal with this, sir. And you have something. I'm sorry, Mad Dog. Please, I apologize.
I do, guys. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm not going to be here next week. I will be here Thursday, but I did want to give everybody an update what's going on. So March 2025 of this year, I actually went to see a weight loss surgeon, actually a bariatric surgeon, and I've been in the process for months and months on end. I've lost about 10 pounds so far. The doctors want me to lose about another pound. I'm going in for a weight loss procedure next week. I will not be on the air, so these two are going to have to hold down NXT while on my absence. I'm hoping it's only going to be a week from what the doctors say. The recovery time is fast, and I should be back for a week after, hopefully. So hopefully everything will go well. But yeah, I will not be here, but I will be here Thursday for our predictions. So please join that 8 p.m. for the Halloween Havoc predictions show. And as for a review show, I won't be there for that either, unfortunately. But I will, be there for Thursday. But yes, this is very important to me. My family's behind me on this. My mom's been, helping me. I've been drinking so many protein shakes. It's been crazy. It's actually driving me insane. And I actually have low sugar Gatorade in the cup right now, actually. So they told me they need the electrolytes up. So, but yeah, this is something I'm really committed to. And the doctors. I know I'm in good hands with these guys. So yeah, so this is I just wanted to let everyone know I won't be on next week because of it. I'll be in the hospital. So yeah.
And I'm with the chat right here. We got George who says, "Good luck to you."
Thank you guys.
We got Jeffrey who says, "Take care."
Thank you guys.
And we got Maurice
back,
who sitting there saying, "Wishing you a successful procedure."
So don't forget Thursday. They still got me on Thursday.
You got to still Thursday. And honestly, if I'm being quite honest, I mean, before I go, I just want to sit here and say, I wish not to see George and Maurice here because I see Maurice now. Maurice and George are the best of friends. Now they look at this disgusting. Look at this. This is just awful. Look at this. Awful. I'm with you, George. Terrible. I can't wait to see you guys.
Next year we should really plan this out. I'll be Bret Hart, you be Bill Goldberg. It would be great.
Wait a fucking minute. No. I'm ending the show because I'm going to yell at you after this. I'm Goldberg.
Get it? Rivals. They do that show Rivals on A&E, right? Rivals. They were rivals.
I the last 2 days I did everything I can to not go to the liquor store, and I know what I'm doing after I get off the air with you because if I'm going to deal with this, I'm going to need a fireball. But anyway, guys, that is the show. We thank you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday. You guys enjoy your night. This is probably the longest episode we ever done. So thank you guys for staying with us, and we'll see you guys Thursday.